Are you feeling traumatized by all the angry people around you that are just displaying such toxic behavior and you don't know what to do? Hang around, let's have a little chat about it. So just lately, I've been talking to quite a few people that are just so angry and disturbed and lost and confused, and they've taken it out on me. And that hurts, especially when that person claims to be your friend. They let you into their life, and then something is said, something happens, and they turn on you, and it hurts. And maybe you want to get angry with them, and you want to flip out back on them, and you want to say some mean words, and you want to hurt them. But let's consider a few things. We hear the phrase toxic people being thrown around, and I'm not into it. Yes, there is definitely toxic behavior, but we've got to think that these toxic people are people. Nobody that's kicking off and getting angry and shouting and swearing and displaying aggressive behavior, that they have a problem. They're not happy. They potentially need help. They've maybe traumatized. Maybe they have borderline personality disorder. Maybe they're having a post-traumatic stress disorder from some relationship they've been in or some situation. And, maybe they're not conscious of what's going on. As a male, I've actually been treated very badly by certain women over the years that have been treated badly by other men. And they're just they were convinced that I was trying to hurt them, that I was saying things, that I was doing things. And, very frustrating, but you have to remember that somewhere along the line, this person has been traumatized. Things have happened to them, and they have very strong beliefs that you're out to get them. And you've got to keep this in mind, because that changes the way you behave with them. You go, right, look, yes, they're attacking me right now. Yes, they're being hurtful, but it's their defense mechanism. They don't want to be hurt again. They don't want to let someone close to them. And, they're basically traumatized. And as much as it is hard, and these people are definitely going to hurt you, we've got to keep that in mind. Now, I do believe, as much as I think we need to be very careful with this, that there comes a time where you do have to cut contact with certain people, especially when they refuse to accept they have a problem, they're causing you trouble. This can affect your work, other relationships. It can plant a seed of sort of anger and hatred in your mind, or just depression and that kind of thing. But then also remember, maybe you're the person that has a problem and you just truly believe it's everyone around you. I have spoken, we hear something, I hear it every week. Oh, I was in a relationship with a narcissist. Everyone's a narcissist. Now, there are those that have been, telling me that these characteristics of narcissism that they've seen in others. And I've been thinking, well, I can see that in you. You're my friend and I love you, but I can see it in you. So we have to be willing to accept maybe we are the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I made a mistake. We can't always point the finger of blame to somebody else. But depending on the situation, I would say it's a good idea to pull away from someone for a while, at least until they're at least being willing to be reasonable and resolve the situation. My father was an alcoholic, and from about the age of 16 to 21, I was basically his carer. I was calling ambulances for him. I was watching him have withdrawal fits. I was dragging him to bed, his hallucinations, everything. Really, I needed to be pulled away from that situation because I ended up getting extremely hurt. It caused a great deal of damage to me that took many years to resolve. If we are going to help someone, really a lot of time we just need to signpost them to the correct help. Unless you're a trained counsellor and you really know what you're doing, it's going to really be like performing open heart surgery on someone, but you really, you're not a surgeon, you don't have those qualifications. So we have to be the best versions of ourselves to help anyone in any situation. And even then, we maybe don't know what we're dealing with. It's funny I should come across these, because when we do love someone so much, we often find ourselves imprisoned and trapped in a situation that's just not conducive to our mental health, and we need to get out of there. Now, I don't want all this to be negative, so I'm going to go with some top Jamie tips on how we can feel a bit more joy, a bit more peace, and become a better version of ourselves. First tip, well, at least have a percentage of your friends that are significantly older than you. I'm talking about grandmas and granddads, people, a few generations ahead of you. Some of the most helpful people in my life are people of good character that are as old as my parents, and they're going to be a lot more reliable. Their advice is going to be much better, and they're always there for you. I cannot stress this enough, and you will learn wisdom from it. It's like jumping into a time machine and gaining access to knowledge that you may not receive yourself until their stage of life, unless you go and spend time with them. Now, as males, we aren't always the easiest people to deal with. And if you're like me, you're going to need a much older male, a wiser male, somebody who's willing to tell you what they think, tell you the truth, to help you, even if it rustles the feathers a little bit and there's a bit of an argument and they probably won't get a thank you. But I have been blessed to have a Billy Bob, somebody, an older male that's willing to offend me in order to help me. I would strongly advise getting into healthy eating. When we eat junk food, we have peaks and crashes, and that's going to affect our mood. We feel a lot more joy and we feel much better in ourselves when we eat a good, healthy, clean diet. That doesn't mean you have to reduce carbs and go on a weight loss diet. We just have to introduce healthy food to our bodies. After we've introduced healthy food to our bodies, of course, I actually distill my own water, but don't pollute your mind. We've got to be very careful when we're watching these films and TV programs and music, which just isn't conducive to a good spirit. How are you going to go around feeling good and joyous and be nice and kind when you've been bumping out your favorite gangster rap that's on about killing people and robbing banks and all this sort of stuff and riches and fame? It's just not going to make us humble. This stuff isn't good for our mental health. We really need to, just stop with some of the TV programs and music and find something a little bit more wholesome that's going to inspire you to do good. Negative thoughts lead to negative feelings, lead to negative actions. And maybe you're thinking, hey, Jamie, I don't have money to enjoy things that would make me feel good. You don't need to. Go for a walk down the Nid. Come up to Borough Bridge. It looks absolutely beautiful. Go throw some pebbles in the river. Feed the ducks in Valley Gardens. Do whatever you want. There's some very nice things that you can do for absolutely no money at all. Another great tool for the fight against toxicity and negative people is to read a book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. It's a wonderful book. The principles in there work, and when we set out to be more loving to people, we end up feeling better and good and filling our own hearts with love. There are certain things that I don't wish to make public, but I believe I'm perfectly qualified when I can say to someone that the doom and gloom that you're facing, that darkness and bad day that just never seems to end, will come to an end. I've had a grandmother commit suicide. I've had a father drink himself to death. My brother died from a drug overdose. And there are other things that I just don't want to talk about. And today I'm filled with joy and things are going well and I'm a happy camper. So trust me, there is a way out of the situation you are in. Just don't give up. But if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. You need to try a new strategy. Anyway, I've chewed your ear off for long enough. We all know I like the sound of my own voice. So go and have a good day. Today is a good day. Go for a walk, call up a friend, send a text message to someone telling them something about them that you just think is absolutely great. We can have that ripple effect of happiness and joy. Let's go spread those good vibes. Enjoy your day. Are you